أنا منكم وإليكم سنراكم.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yes.
سنراكم.
But apparently he's, for you, from you is one of the things that he said. And he's going to make, buses free childcare, freeze rent, all the communist stuff. It is election day for a number of different, for a lot of places. So make sure, first and foremost, go vote wherever you are. It does matter, especially the local election stuff, because they're taxing you a lot and, doing some fun stuff with your money. And most of the time, you probably don't want them to do with your money what they are doing. So make sure you go vote. But specifically, in New York with Mamdani, he has spent the past week making sure to shore up his base of supporters by pandering to Arab speakers about the virtues of communism.
كعمدة رح جمد الإيجارات لأكثر من 2,000,000 شخص وخلي الباصات سريعة ومجانية.
The language of romance.
رعاية الأطفال شاملة لكل العائلات. أنا منكم وإليكم سنراكم.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yes.
سنراكم.
Okay. Listen, I understand, but apparently he's, for you, from you is one of the things that he said. And he's going to make, buses free childcare, freeze rent, all the communist stuff. But the Muslim population wasted no time embracing him and already designated a section of the city as Little Kabul. And it's about what you'd expect. Gonna want to hang on to that arm.
Yeah, you never know when someone's going to ask for a hand. What are you going to do? Leave it there?
Jeez. I mean, it is your arm.
Yeah.
So,
Take it with you.
Yeah, you gotta pick up your personal property. It's
leave an arm, take an arm,
Otherwise,
that kind of thing.
littering.
yeah. They say an arm for an arm. Well, I already have one.
You know what? There's no good way to go on to the next part of this, and somebody loses.
Handouts.
There are. Oh, jeez.
Hey, that's a good one. She stole that. That's a 5-finger discount.
Well,
well, bus fares are
they
an
should
arm
just
and a
link
leg.
arms
so.
and no. Okay, we're just gonna keep on going with this. But listen, I really do think that they should probably just be men about it and duke it out with a winner take all biryani eating contest. I think that's a better way.
Well, clearly the spoon guy's gonna win.
Well, I mean, by win, what do you mean? Looks like he had more fun, much like my 1-year-old.
Yeah,
eating.
sure.
So, yeah. By the way, follow us. Best way to follow us is to download the Rumble app. Make sure you follow Steven Crowder. Only get notifications when we go live. Notifications on a lot of other platforms don't necessarily work, so make sure you download the app right now. There was a little bit of a counter. I'm going to make a counter response to your video, and this is from the GOP rep, and take it for what you will. This is Andy Ogles. He encouraged New Yorkers to vote on X by writing, "Wake up, New York," and then this clip.
Oh my God! Did that just happen?
That's what he posted.
It's the same ideology, right?
Looks AI.
It's not real. That's what we're going to say in 50 years.
Oh man,
That's gonna happen.
the people are gonna come out in comments who say,
Yeah, for sure.
"It was CG, man.
Hey, you see the wing? It disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up. Okay, I'm just done
Totally
with it.
wasn't a frame rate issue."
I mean, listen, look, comment below. What do you think of that response? I know a lot of people right now are up in arms about it, mostly Mehdi Hassan and the like. I really don't care what they think, by the way. But I think it is important to say, it's like, yeah, that's the same ideology. We good with that? Everybody good? You think the ideology changed? Was there a turning point moment? Was there a flash of genius in Islam?
Did they have their
So that
Benedict
was
Arnold
bad?
moment?
Yeah.
Now they love America.
Hey guys, our bad. Our bad.
Cool.
We're sorry. This whole converting by the sword thing and, bombing and yeah, we're really sorry. You're never going to do any of that again. Super promise on that. Anyway, the prospects are so brutal for New York City. And obviously when you have a candidate like this, Donald Trump had to do what I don't think he ever wanted to do, which was endorse Andrew Cuomo. And he wrote on Truth, if communist candidates, see, I can't even do it. I'm not even going to try at that point. Fine. If communist candidates,
please do the whole thing.
wins the election for mayor of New York City, it is highly unlikely that I will be contributing federal funds other than the very minimum as required to my beloved first home, because of the fact that as a communist, this once great city has zero chance of success or even survival. His principles have been tested for over 1,000 years. Never once have they been successful. How do you keep doing this, guys? And I meant that about the voice, not the Mamdani. I would much rather see a Democrat who's had a record of success win than a communist with no experience and a record of complete and total failure. A vote for Curtis Sliwa, who looks much better without the beret. It's a vote for Mamdani.
He's got great hair.
Whether you personally like Andrew Cuomo or not, you really have no choice. You must vote for him and hope. Hope. He does a fantastic job. He is capable of it. Mamdani is not. It's harder than I thought.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, Stephen. I'm sorry. Fantastic job.
I'm glad you dedicated to it, though. You committed to it, and that's respectable.
I appreciate that. I know I'll get made fun of for it. I really don't care at this point.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think you'll be leading the charge, in fact. I can just see an X post going up right now from you mostly. So here are the polls. Cuomo makes a little bit of progress, it seems, over the last couple of months in the polls, or at least the last few weeks at the very least, narrowing the gap. So October 24th to 28th, we had Mamdani at plus 16, according to the New York Times. The October 31st through November 2nd, Mamdani only up 5. And one thing that's very interesting, and we've talked about it, I know Steven says the New Yorkers get a chance to vote for somebody on the other side of the ticket, and really Cuomo is a spoiler. I don't disagree, but Cuomo is the spoiler, right? So if Sliwa was not in the race, it would be Cuomo plus 6. And I get it. I don't know. I understand both sides. I can come down on both sides of this saying, listen, New York needs to get what it votes for and deal with the consequences. And that could be people moving out. It could be a lot of other things. We'll see. But I also understand that you want to be able to vote for somebody who represents your policies. And Cuomo is just one of those guys. If you'd picked any other person that was not responsible for the deaths of thousands of people in the old folks' homes, in the retirement communities in New York during COVID, and had the lockdown policies that he had, then maybe they would have had somebody they could vote for and kind of just hold their nose long enough to do it. But because it's Cuomo, I don't think that's ever going to actually happen. But Kalshi actually yesterday, although the betting or the prediction markets, I think they're called, Kalshi had a really interesting poll on who would win based on simply where the bettor, the person doing the prediction, where they were from. And that brings us to our Kalshi check-in. All right, so in New York City, if you are there, so Cuomo 49, Mamdani 40. If you are in the rest of New York State, Cuomo 47, Mamdani 36, so he gets less popular when you get outside of New York. But if you're betting essentially on who's going to win outside of New York, if you're making that prediction, 58% Mamdani, 33% Cuomo. That's a really interesting Kalshi check-in poll. That's a very interesting poll. I mean, we got a lot of people in the city are actually, you've got people putting money on this.
So people outside, what we're saying is people outside the state are
outside
betting
the state.
on it
Exactly.
heavily towards Mamdani instead of Cuomo.
They are, and I don't know if they know something that we don't know. I'm not really sure, but
We're
it's
in
where
New York
money
City?
goes. Yeah, well, no, I'm saying in general, in New York State, in New York City, do they know something that we don't know about the sentiment on the ground that maybe the polling is not picking up?
They are them.
That's what
I would think, probably.
Well, but people betting, or I shouldn't say betting, these are prediction markets. So the people that are kind of buying the prediction contract, essentially, do they know something we don't know, or are they just seeing maybe a good deal?
Maybe they do. They're out. I mean, New York's one of those places where you can't live your life and not talk to so many people a day. I don't know, 50 people a day. So people are talking, and they probably know a lot more than we do.
Well, we'll see. There's a mass exodus potential with this, and that was one of the recourse kind of moments, or the recourses we thought of. People could actually just leave the city, right? If you start taxing billionaires, because he's like, how are you going to pay for all the buses to be free and freeze rent and make sure that childcare, universal childcare is free, and have these city-run grocery stores that we've talked about that have never worked anywhere that they've ever been tried. And they're like, oh, we're just going to tax billionaires. Okay, what if they leave? You know what billionaires are? Mobile. They don't have to wait to sell their house.
They're more mobile than anyone.
They can just leave.
Yeah.
In
Some of
fact,
them have helicopters.
They actually have other houses in other places most of the time to go to. It would not be hard to leave.
I mean, a lot of them have houses out in the Hamptons or out somewhere on Long Island.
Not even that far away.
Which is it's basically the city, but not.
Yeah. So if Mamdani wins, a poll shows 765,000 New Yorkers would definitely leave the city, and an additional 2.1 million would consider leaving.
Goodbye.
That's about 3 million people, and I'm betting that it's not people that would take advantage of the free buses, or maybe want the free groceries or free childcare. I'm betting it's the people that you're counting on paying for all of that.
Well, maybe that's part of the whole plan. Maybe Mamdani's whole plan is like, well, if I put all these policies in place, so many people will leave, and then of course the buses will be faster. There's less people taking them.
They won't
They're
be free, though.
There's less people on the roads. That'd be great.
Yeah, I've seen that promoted as a win on X, because they're like, oh yeah, if these people leave, then the property values would go down.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, there's that
Go
too.
down. It's like
I think they would just keep the property and move their primary residence.
Yeah.
And just
but they
rent it
think
out.
this is a win. I don't think it's.
I don't think it's a win.
No.
I think it's a really stupid idea. My problem is I think there's not enough time in a 4-year period for this to fail enough for people to want to change. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. We'll see. But there are other elections that we are keeping an eye on right now across the country, and I'll just, you know what? I'll keep the theme for you of Islam essentially taking over a major American cities. And I hear you people out there like, oh, they're just pivoting to Islam as the next thing to distract us. No, we're not. This has been a thing for a very long time. That's how I started working with Stephen, was when Islam was responsible for, something exploding it seemed other week. And I came on the radio show to talk about it, to talk about the ideology, to talk about what Islam as a religion believes. Doesn't mean that your next door neighbor that is a Muslim, that maybe not quite a practicing Muslim or basically just nominally Muslim, is a bad person. It just means the ideology and what it teaches matters. Because it's not a new thing. We're just kind of getting back to it because it's rearing its ugly head again, especially in places like Minneapolis, where incumbent mayor Jacob Fry is facing a challenge from I am the captain now, Omar Fatah. And both are going after their target audience.
Maaga Egawa Jacob Fry. Doke Magalada, Minneapolis. Damaan, Shaabka, Somalia.
What a pansy.
Yamid, Mogadishu. Garowe, Hargeisa, Bosaso, Bedabo, Kismayo.
They've done nothing.
Wahan Rabah, In An,
Got a
Idim
big floppy
Shego.
mouth, doesn't he?
Assalamu alaikum. Somalia. Hiran State. Mawisle. Early voting hadda illa November 4.
You needed English for November and 4, didn't you? Listen, I know that polls are showing Fry leading, but I don't think this should be anywhere close. And listen, I want to say this in a way that doesn't come off poorly. Very tolerant of a lot of people and a lot of things. I'm a very glass half full kind of guy that we can work things out and make this country a better place. I don't have anything to say thank you for to Somalia.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. I'm certainly not going to list the cities in Somalia that are so inconsequential. I only know one of them. And the only reason I know it is because of Black Hawk frickin' down.
There's a Josh Hartnett.
Yes, that's it.
Tell the truth.
I don't care. By the way, make sure every one of those people, or Fry, Mr. Fry, make sure they're not just getting an ID card that are illegals to be able to vote.
Yeah,
I care a lot about that.
That's what I was thinking. This guy, he's going on here and he's pandering to these Somalians who don't speak English. Legitimately, how many Somalians in Minneapolis who don't speak English are actual citizens and can vote?
Yeah, I don't think a lot.
He went out of his way to do that because they know. This is an exposure right here. Exposed as straight up pandering to non-citizens to vote, and they will.
Yeah. It absolutely is, and it should piss every single one of you guys off. As much as it pisses me off. Not about brown skin, about ideology. We'll get to that here in just a little bit in our India segment coming up.
Hey, Somalis
don't
kept pirating alive.
Too pissed. Okay,
What did you say?
Pirating
The
alive.
Somalis, they kept pirating going.
Hey, they
go.
did.
That's
Hey.
good, right?
All right. I
You
can't wait
did
for Pirates of the
contribute.
Caribbean 14.
You know what? I'm sorry. You're right.
I am.
You gave us Captain. What's his Captain? Oh, well, what's the captain's name?
No, don't help him.
Oh, somebody.
don't
somebody help me. Captain Wilson. That's what it is. It's not. I know.
It's Phillips.
Captain Phillips. Yes, you could have been much nicer to me and helped me earlier.
Yeah,
But you're
but
not
this
a
is
nice
fun. We're
person.
having fun here.
I know it's from the other movie. I was just joking. All right, so let's go to Virginia. Voters there will be electing a governor, a lieutenant governor, and an attorney general. Surprisingly, the attorney general race is still a toss-up after the Democrat candidate's texts explicitly wishing death on a GOP politician and his family leaked. Still a toss-up. I guess nothing gets you out of being okay with Democrat voters these days.
That's insane. Is that not something you could sue somebody for?
I don't think you can sue somebody for wanting to witness your death. They're not causing it necessarily. They're just wanting to witness it and make sure that it happens.
But suing somebody as like you're running for the top legal position of the state, you shouldn't be allowed to say that.
Some would say that would be disqualifying, especially when you're the top law dog.
I would absolutely say it's disqualifying.
Yeah, some would say. Apparently not the Democrats in Virginia. The
great state of Virginia.
We'll see if they agree with you or not. But their off-year elections in Virginia are actually usually seen as a sample of how the electorate will behave going into the midterms. And terrible debauchery is what I see coming from people
Nice job,
like that.
Virginia.
So New Jersey, a place that rarely gets it right, but maybe they will this time. We'll see. Democrat Mikey Sherrill is running against GOPer Jack Ciattarelli for governor. And the latest polls show Ciattarelli 3.3 points behind Sherrill. And just one thing, I wanted to make sure everybody understood this. There's a lot of early voting going on in New York right now. I think I saw some posts. Do you remember the guy who said to Mehdi Hassan, like, you don't have a pager, right?
Yeah.
Remember the pager joke? Yeah. I forget his name. I celebrate that annually, by the way. So the 1 year anniversary just came up recently for those who celebrate. That was one of the best mic drop moments ever. Just don't ever walk it back, lean right into it. I don't care if CNN ever has you back on. That was an absolute baller moment. And he was actually saying that he is seeing a lot bigger numbers of voting right now. I'm not sure where he's getting information from, but they think they're going to break a lot of records in voting. I hope it's not mostly people just
wrong way.
Speaking Arabic. We'll see how it goes there. But that's New York. In New Jersey, the counts that they do you remember this? For absentee ballots postmarked on election day, they count them up to 6 days after the election. So do you remember the problems that we've had before? Is any of this starting to sound familiar? We don't want elections to be run by anybody. This is New Jersey. We want to make sure that everything can be counted on the night of. Please stop with the whole thing. Like, if you don't have it in time, you just don't get to vote. I'm sorry. Can we just make I have to be on time for work. I have to be on time for you guys. We just don't get to do it otherwise. Can we just make it that way? I don't want us to start questioning the results of our elections again. So make sure that you go vote today. And these elections do definitely have consequences for the rest of the country. I certainly don't want Mamdani to win, because then there are going to be a lot of other people like him put forward as candidates across the country in these major Democrat-controlled cities. And I do not want to see our cities destroyed. But good news is you can get out of the cities. If you're stuck there, though, and you are seeing voting irregularities, anything that you think we need to see, make sure that you send that to us at lwctips@protonmail.com. lwctips@protonmail.com. We do not want anything ever to stay in darkness. Again, we want to make sure we bring all of this stuff. And if you are going out to vote, get out there and stay in that line.
Jay Jones, Death, Tex, Span, Burger, Wonder, Trash, Mikey in New Jersey, trying to navigate a cheap mess. Oregon and New York City's put luck into the county. Minneapolis in the back, Somalia, election day, so get voting. If you live in those states, go get voting. Don't leave the line.
It's a catchy jingle. All right.
Not even if you have to poop. Don't leave the line for nothing.
Can you get a line watcher or something?
Nope.
Is there no exemption?
Nope. Do it in your pants like a man and vote. Thank you.
That's not pooping. That's
You never know.
You don't know what came out of that.
Don't trust that.
I would be willing to bet nothing of substance.
How much did you put on it? What do you think the odds on Kalshi are?
99-1.
Okay.
I'd take the one chance on that.
Dude, I've been trying to vote. I've been trying to bet on Cuomo winning New York. But for some reason, my account, I don't know, I keep getting an error every time I try to load money on it. I think my wife has blocked it or something. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, dude, I just want to put $100 on Cuomo because the payout's like $1,200 or something like that.
Wow.
Well, that was a couple days ago. I think it's probably
changed.
less now, but Yeah.
But I think my wife has blocked it.
I think she is, dude. I think she found out about it. She's like, where is he losing money?
All kinds of places. It's okay. It's best not to ask these questions, especially to so many viewers. They're going to know everything about you, Josh.
I make bad decisions
Very,
about
very
Padres
bad.
baseball. They didn't win anything.
You're still wearing the hat, though, so good on you for sticking with them even
No,
in
it's surgically
the
attached.
downturn.
Got to make it up somewhere.
Yeah. So we talk about voting. It's not just an American thing, but that is one of the things that we hold very dear here in the United States, the ability to go and select and choose our leaders that are going to represent us on a local, state, and federal level. But I'm gonna list for you 4 cities. Jerusalem, not the way you think. Athens, Rome, and London. What do you think these 4 cities really mean? What does it
Islam.
mean to you? No, not Islam, though London makes a run for it. Today, we are being colonized by people from incompatible cultures that are not at all interested in being American. They're not interested in what made this country great. This is not about skin color. This is not about bathing preferences. This is not about pooping in voting line preferences.
Actually, it's
Maybe
a little bit about that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's a little
we'll
bit
leave that.
about the last 2 things too. Yeah.
It's not about a race of people is inferior because of X. That's not it at all. And I think that's where you lose the argument. I think it's about cultures that do not align. I think it's about a fundamental misunderstanding of what it meant to come to this country, to be a part of this experiment of the brightest, most prosperous, most land of opportunity place that you could find on the planet. And we've lost that.
Hey, do you like what you saw? I don't know how because it's on YouTube and we have to cut all the good parts out. So you should tune in live weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on Rumble, where we can still speak freely and even use words like and get and
So.
Whoa. You've been here this whole time?
Yeah. Snuck in.